12 years, the booming Irish economy, the Celtic Tiger, stood as the proud poster pin-up for the Eurozone. Despite the International Monetary Fund bailing out the Irish economy to the sum of 90 billion euros, the country lies on the brink of economic ruin. Ireland is a country of 4.5 million people, where 1 in 9 are unemployed. Homeless shelters have seen the numbers of those requesting help double in the last 3 years. Some 4,000 people alone are listed homeless in Dublin. While 300,000 homes, built during the economic boom, lie empty and rotting all across the country, like 21st century ghost towns.
Get back! We're scared of brutality! We're scared of brutality!
Recent demonstrations saw public outrage increase, as students protested higher tuition fees, occupied government offices and blocked the street. Riot police were caught on film beating peaceful protesters while they sat on the floor. But the final outrage for many in Ireland was the announcement that the government would deliver cheese to those in need at Christmas. The European Union aid cheese distribution programme has been running since 1986, but this year the government paraded the handouts as an example of their assistance to the most affected by the economic meltdown.
They're very angry over the cheese now. Imagine giving people cheese and they're in poverty like for Christmas, taking their money away from them.
Joan Kenny lives on the Dolphins Barn estate, one of the poorest areas in Dublin. She had just recently lost her job.
And the benefit for Christmas, we're not getting it this year, and we didn't get it last year either.
What's the reason for that? Why did the government...
They just said he hadn't got the money. I mean, they have it for themselves. Free cheese, so that wouldn't keep you going for Christmas. You know what I mean?
I think it's an insult to people's intelligence. I don't think it's necessary. It's making the country look worse than what it is. And not everybody eats cheese anyway. Do you know what I mean? So why didn't they, instead of giving the cheese, why didn't they not reduce the social welfare or the children's allowance?
Down the very back, Bill.
Down the very back, is it? Okay, if Pat is handy, he might show me just where it is.
Bill Fleming is the owner and managing director of Trailer Care Holdings in Clondalkin, the main cheese distribution centre in Dublin.
Last week we had a consignment of almost 19 tons, which is like 26 pallets of 60 boxes per pallet, 12 kilogram per box. They're in specifically for the run into the Christmas period. This is the cheese. As you can see, it's labelled, which is the charity cheese, through the Irish Dairy Board, and that will go out to a range of charities. They would apply to the Department of Agriculture, Fisheries and Food, and they in turn mandate the Irish Dairy Board, who in turn mandate us.
Why do you think it's caused more of an upset this year than any other year?
Well, I think there's little doubt that it's to do with the current economic climate and the difficulty that people are going through. So any reference to it is more or less very much centred on the fact that more and more people will probably take advantage of it this year.
Brother Kevin Crawley runs the Capuchin Day Centre for the Homeless in the centre of Dublin, which has been running for 41 years.
We've been getting cheese for a number of years, and the people love it. It's fantastic, and we are delighted to get it because it's very nourishing. We get a permit from the department, and we go and collect it, and then we distribute it and cut it up and give it to the families that are in need. In the morning time, we'd have about 200 people for breakfast, and we'd have anything up to 450 to 500 for dinner every day. And as well as that, we'd have about, as I said, between 950 to 1,000 for food parcels every Wednesday. All that has increased in a huge way in the last few years.
With homelessness and unemployment on the rise, and more families seeking help as entire industries grind to a halt, the EU cheese aid may come as a small and short-lived relief. But the IMF EU bailout signals further massive cuts, more redundancies, and possible regime change.
Still bailing out them bankers.
How do people feel about that when they still see the banks taking the bonuses?
I'd say they go mad now. I go mad now, after all, you know what I mean? There is an awful lot of poor people in the country. I mean, they're bailing out them.
Yeah.
And people are wondering where they're going to get their food for Christmas.